Hello, students. This is your helper date assignment 4. Going to share my screen. So I'm not making you do all the busy work this time. Probably would, I don't know, it might be helpful to make you type all this stuff in, the names of the different variables and kind of the labels and stuff like that. But I don't want to make you do all that busy work. I'm going to kind of do one thing in each column or the relevant columns. The first thing to notice is some variables are scale and some variables are nominal. A scale variable typically kind of stands on its own. I mean, it does what it's a natural, got natural numbers. And of course, there's kind of zero ratio scale and metric scale, different types of scale, and they don't really distinguish here in SPSS. But you just think of it as something that's natural numbers. That's not natural numbers. Not an unnatural number anyway. Because it does include negative numbers and decimals. I think when we were kids, a natural number was one that didn't have a decimal place. So that's not right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to put one label in and do a couple values, and I'm going to try to explain what the data is all about so that you understand it. First of all, this is Google AdWords campaign. Google AdWords. It actually was AdWords. Of course, now it's not called AdWords anymore, even though everybody still says AdWords. They rebranded it to Google Ads, and I'm not really sure why, because AdWords is kind of distinctive. I always thought that was a good description. So we're going to first put in a label and call it trip conversion. Trip sign up, I believe in the instructions I said trip conversion. May have put an underscore there. It doesn't matter for a label. If you don't want to put the underscore, you don't have to. Okay, so then we're going to put in our values. And so basically what happens here is that Google Analytics fires a tag when they go to different pages. Somebody comes in, they go to this page, click over to this page, fire a tag, click over to this page, buy something. Revenue, generate, revenue, and of course profit. Those are tags. Now we have major, when you organize your Google Analytics, you have major and minor goals. Set up major and minor goals. Major goal for us obviously is to sell something, revenue. Profit in this case is actually just something that was done in Excel where we took cost of goods sold. Revenue minus cost of goods sold equals profits. That's gross profit. In there. So in this particular case, if they go into the outing homepage, and the outings are like trips: Wakulla River, Wasissa River, Tate's L, half dozen other places, really cool places that they take people, not the kind of places you often would go on your own, and in some cases it's really nice because you don't have to go one way. In other words, they start you at the beginning, you go where the spring is. They run you down river, and you don't have to ever paddle against the current. So it's, the kind of thing that I would say there's 3 or 4 women to every man on one of these. Maybe I should go. I just now thought of it. And they're my age, too. Most of the women are like my age. They're not young women on these trips. They're kind of older ladies my age. And maybe when I go home, I'll sign up and go on one. And I think it's actually like half price. You bring your own kayak. So anyway, they go into the outing homepage, that fires the tags. Now, if they're interested, they see the schedule, look at what's up. They're interested in signing up. They click on the box that says sign up here. So they sign up here, and that fires this tag. Now, if they actually do sign up, and you don't have to submit a credit card because you just sign up, you pay when the morning you go. And the reason is that the weather's so bad. And it changes every minute in Florida. I mean, it just right out of nowhere, these big storms come up. And so they have to cancel a lot of trips just because of the bad weather. So you've got a value for trip conversion. If the value is 0, that means the tag did not fire. And we're going to call that a no. The tag did not fire. That person, they came in, they did stuff, but they never fired the tag that said, thank you for signing up for the trip. Okay, if the value label's 1, well, that's a yes. They did actually come in, go to the other, look at the schedule, do the sign up, and actually fill it out and submit it. And that means we, as a business, Wilderness Way has a win. They won. They won. They got somebody to sign up, and actually, I believe the trips, at least at that time, made up the major portion of their revenue. You'll notice a couple things like 2016 or 2017 data. You don't have SUPs even yet. You know, like the big SUP craze started 16, 17. And they, you know, weren't really into that at that time, but now that's the new big thing on the coast is the SUPs and the stand up paddleboard, you know, doing yoga and all sort of fishing and all kinds of crazy things on a SUP. What would you do if you caught a really big fish with really big teeth and you're on a paddleboard? You know, my brothers tried it. I can't do it. It's just too much for me. I'll sit in the kayak and fish. Okay, so if you look at these other things, the same thing. A demo conversion means they signed up to go to a demonstration day. And one in the box, they'd ask you what kind of equipment you want and stuff like that. So that means that they signed up for a demonstration day. Member conversion means that they signed up for a membership, and it's almost free. They actually, like, you pay a certain amount of money, but you get like a free trip. And so it really doesn't cost anything. Permission has to do with, I don't know, permission to email them or permission to bother them with other stuff or something like that. So that's what permission is. Now, the outcome variables we would have, you know, revenue, normal outcome variables, revenue, profit, stuff like that. Now, it turns out that it doesn't have to be the case because there's different levels of profit and different profit margins. So it's not an exact one-to-one thing, but it turns out that almost everything that is significant for revenue is also significant for profit. So we won't do both of those in this study. And cost of goods sold is a function of the cost of goods sold is a function of the revenue. You know, they've got a kind of standard keystone markup, what they call in retail a keystone markup on most of the items except the big ticket items. So anyway, we won't be doing cost of goods sold and profit just because it comes out exactly the same in all the analysis as revenue does. So we'll just use revenue as our outcome variable. So the next thing that we need to do is go in and look at our independent variables. Now, I left this one blank so that you would have to put it in. So the value of 0 means organic. A value of 1 means, in this particular case, so we have two different campaigns. And it's key to the write-up. And remember, you're going to have to present this for your data analysis 5 is the presentation of this data, you know, in a one-on-one setting in December. So it's important that you kind of understand what everything is. So we got two different campaigns. That's the way AdWords and Google Ads works. It's a campaign, ad groups, and then you have your ads within your ad groups, and that's how the account structure is organized. Now, you can't go with one campaign with multiple ad groups, and this could have been, instead of campaign, could have been ad groups, and there's two different ad groups. In this particular case, the student that set this up for her strategic experience ran two different campaigns against each other and tested two different campaigns. So the first type of campaign is a phishing campaign. And the second type of campaign is an eco tour campaign. Now, when we say a phishing campaign, what we mean is a campaign with phishing keywords. The keywords that we're using have to do with phishing, or the keywords in the other campaign have to do with eco touring. So now the next independent variable is content that we're going to use in our analysis, content. Once again, we have 0 is organic. A 1 means it's utility. So the content of the ad, that's the actual copy of the ad, has to do with utilitarian stuff, like tricking out your kayak and accessories that you can use for different things. And you know, all these little gadgets and things like that that make your kayak experience go better. The other type of content that was used in this A/B test was aesthetics. So this was a type of content or write-up copy in the ad that had to do with like either 10 beautiful places that you've never seen on the Forgotten Coast, you know, and you can only get there with a kayak kind of thing. But all these beautiful places you've never been type of, that was the way the ad was written. You know, there's a lot of beautiful places within an hour of, you know, the Forgotten Coast or of Tallahassee, which is Forgotten Coast below Tallahassee, within an hour of Tallahassee that you've never been to, but you should go. That was the wording of the way that the ad was set up. So the other A/B test that was done in this case was to test two different pictures against each other. One was an inshore picture, and I believe it's Masha Sands Island. Ocklackney Bay, Masha Sands Island, kind of a beach scene. It's got a nice, you know, beach spot, but it's also an estuary, really rich estuary. And the other picture, a 2, indicates that the picture used was a river picture. And I'm pretty sure it's the Wassissa River. Maybe the Blue Hole, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's like Goose Pasture Landing is where that is. So those are the 3 independent variables that we're going to use. A campaign with two different campaigns. The difference in the campaign is the keywords that were used. Fishing keywords, ecotouring keywords. The content of the ads is different. There is utilitarian type of an ad written, you know, with utilitarian content and an ad written with aesthetic content. And then 2 different pictures. An inshore picture. Inshore means that it's like on a beach in salt water in the ocean, but it's within 3 miles, and it's usually close to shore or close to a barrier island or something like that. So that's what inshore means. I told you what y'all know what a river is. Hopefully know what a river is. Okay, so our data's set up. Now we need to do one more thing. So in this case, we really want to know the effectiveness of the 2 different campaigns vis-a-vis each other, the effectiveness of the 2 different types of content, and the effectiveness of the 2 different types of picture. And so in this particular situation, we're going to filter out. So go to Data, select Cases, and select, in this case, the easiest way to do it is select If, and we'll put in campaign greater than 0. So we want to take the zeros out. And we don't have to do this for all 3 of these, honestly, because if they came in organically, they didn't see the ad. You know, they didn't see the ad content, and they didn't see the picture. They knew the website and typed it in, and that's how they did it. And click Continue. And okay. And if you go back to the data, you should be able to see where it took out the people who came in organically. So that's what this means. It's done a filter. It's taken out the people that came in organically. Now we're going to go ahead and run our analysis. Now, if you have certain student models, depending on the year or whatever it is, you got maybe the discounted one from StubHub, you won't be able to do multivariate. Now, I wanted y'all to be able to say you did multivariate analysis. What we're going to do is MANOVA, multivariate analysis of variance, where multivariate in this case is multi-dependent variables, multiple outcome variables. If you don't have it, at the very end of this, I'll go through how you do it if it doesn't give you this option. Okay, so you can kind of just skip to the end from here. Multivariate, put in the 4 outcome variables, and I'm not going to put profit in this year. I'm just going to put, the 3 dependent variables: revenue, trip conversion, demo conversion. And the 3, I should start over here probably, so you can make me do it. Okay, good. I don't have any plots. Okay, so we're going to put in 3 dependent variables. We're going to put in revenue. And last year, I think I had them do profit, and I kind of wasted their time because everything that came out exactly the same way it did for revenue. It doesn't have to, but it did in that particular case. The other things we're going to put in there are trip conversion and demo conversion. Sign up for a trip, sign up to go to a demonstration day. The fixed factors, independent variables, in this case are our campaign. 2 different campaigns, 2 different types of keywords, content, 2 different types of ad content, and then 2 different types of picture, inshore and river. And the plots, we want to get the plots. We'll just put that there, and picture is kind of the least important, so we'll put it on separate plots. And click continue and click OK. And there it comes. So what you want to do is look at this. Of course, I'll explain to you how to do this, but you should get graphs that kind of look like this. And I'll explain to you how to do the answer the questions in a separate video, because not everybody wants to watch both videos. All right, I'll stop sharing. Oh, no, I need to continue sharing. Okay, so everybody is done unless you did not see the univariate. So now I'm going to show the other people how to do it. Good luck to everybody else. So for those of y'all that need to run it, we'll run general model univariate, and we'll put in a single fixed factor outcome variable. So the first outcome variable would just go with revenue. Boom. And then put in our 3 fixed factors, campaign, content, and picture. Click OK. And you'll see that you get just the first one. You get what happened. So everybody else got a big, huge thing, and you got one. It may actually be a little easier for y'all to see everything. So you got your graphs, and you got your output. So now you go in again and do the same thing 2 more times. General linear model, univariate, take revenue out. We just did that, and we're going to put in trip conversion this time. And everything else, the plots and all that should be the same. So we just click OK, and boom, now there's our second thing. And now we'll go through and run the last analysis, general linear model, univariate this time. And it won't give you a choice probably on univariate, or maybe it does, if you have one of the older student versions. So you go back, and we're now going to put in demo conversion. Click OK, and now you have the same thing as everybody else. You're all set. You've got the same thing. You can answer the questions same way they can. Maybe even a little bit easier for you, because you've got 3 separate, you ran it 3 separate times, and they ran it 1 time. You've got a 3x1, a 3x1, and a 3x1, and they've got a 4x3. And it makes no difference in terms of the which way you do it, in terms of answering the questions and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to stop sharing, stop recording. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Stop recording.